I think that's fine to say there's a moment there. That's good. Isn't fast.
Yeah.
Leaves in a half, don't need to know that. Runs off in the opposite direction. And again, this dialogue.
Yeah, it's not great.
You'd be ripped to shreds. She tried to rip me to shreds. I just don't believe it. I think you need to think about it. And and then again, this is where the idea of, right, who are these people? Where are they? Yeah. As long as it matches, if you're going for a 15 or an 18, not if you're doing a children's, not if you're making Trolls or Finding Dory 2.
That'd be an interesting twist. Wait, no, that's Sausage Party, isn't it? That's literally just Sausage Party.
Think about maybe some the great bits of dialogue are where very little is said, but a lot of meaning is carried by it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just too explanatory for me.
Yeah.
And it's not linked to any sort of place or age, or the person saying he tried to rip me to shreds could be 40 or 14.
Okay.
It's quite a sophisticated sentence to repeat. So I think you need to think about your characters a bit more and think about what they might say. And if it was in America, it'd be different from the UK. I guess that's what I mean. There's a certain kind of...
There's a very American...
no, American is fine.
Yeah.
But there's also a kind of slight ambiguity about it. And I'm not quite sure where I am or who these characters are. If Lola says something like that, I just think, well, that's what someone... Sorry, I'm being really critical here, but I want you to... I just think, well, that's what someone thinks someone would say, but that's not what someone would say.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Do we know that's his sister at this point? Have you revealed that yet?
I don't know.
I don't think you have.
Okay.
So you need to signpost that a bit earlier, I think. And again here, Ginger considers this for a moment. She is tough, but suddenly seems vulnerable. She looks down at her food. That's a bit of novel. Shooting a smile at Ginger. Ginger looks down at her food. That carries it, doesn't it? That's for the actor. It's just like, okay, so this is what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm considering it. I'm quite tough, but actually, don't need to spell that all out. Don't need that. Lola bites Buzz's hand and stamps on his foot. I think we can assume that. Okay, I don't know how to slim that down, but again, I think there's just a little bit too much in there. Again, who says the whole lot essentially?
Me. That's because it's literally the way I talk. I write the way that I talk.
Okay, so Ginger is
me.
But then she's a kind of middle classy person who's fallen in with a...
Yeah.
What are you doing there, falling in with street kids?
Yeah.
How does it work?
I don't know.
That needs more thought, I think.
Because the whole idea was just that she isn't like the same as her mum. And obviously kind of like she's been forced to wear like certain things. She's been forced to act in a certain way. So yeah.
Again, I just not...
Yeah.
I'm not light enough to climb through the windows without getting hurt.
Yeah.
Sarah. Sorry. I'm not, I know.
Because it's like because I wrote this on the train going to Plymouth, so it's like when I'm sat, I'm like, this sounds good. Because as well, there was a kid behind me going hi, and so I'm like, no, let's just move on.
Well, it needs work.
God, yeah.
Again, I just know that can be shorter. I don't know how you can do that, but I do know it can. Buzz stops and turns to look at Ginger.
Okay.
Well, ...
Yeah.
Then Lola comes in. You don't need that.
Okay.
We would steal the money. Makes them sound like they're not English as a first language. What money?
Money from people's households.
Okay. But you wouldn't say steal the money. Unless you were kind of Eastern European and you're going, we would steal the money when people left their houses. I'm sorry. Okay? If this is ever played back.
What we're learning today is I can't write English.
But you can. You're just not. You're not doing the hard work of listening to or thinking about the voices of your characters.
Yeah.
You're
all
writing,
I'm hearing is me.
as you say, you're writing as yourself. And for the creative, really to get up to those top creative marks, then you need to be saying, okay, the producer needs to be reading this and going, I know that character. Mm-hmm. I know that character. I can see how they would work together. And at the moment, it just feels, as you say, a little bit too much you.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's fine in the kind of overarching description and structure.
Yeah. But
with the characters themselves, they need voices that are more convincing, I think. What looks like hundreds of keys, you just say a bunch a large bunch of keys.
Right. Yeah, this is a bit far-fetched, but...
She says it, and he flips to find that key. Is that what happens?
Yeah.
So we need his reaction to it.
Okay.
He needs to listen to her and sort of nod. Buzz nods.
Okay.
And begins to flip through the keys. And then it would just be Lola stands aghast or looks astonished.
Yeah.
I don't understand the sticky label bit.
Because originally it was supposed to be that because she didn't like leave the red suitcase. So basically what originally happened was that she had the suitcase with her, so that when this bit happened, there was a label on the side of the suitcase, because you know how suitcases have those that she would read off of. And so I was like, how do I change it? So I was just like, I just made it so that the mum was so like neat and pristine, but so people would know it was her food. She made sticky labels.
But the mum's throwing glasses all over the place.
I know, and I don't know how it all works.
So it's not consistent with her character.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just need to think your way through that, really. Why do we need the label?
Because she's not going to tell them where she lives.
Oh, she just told them.
But that's Lola.
Oh, sorry, Lola has just said that.
That's why. Because she wouldn't. I don't think she'd tell people that she just met
her address.
She lives.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know how you're going to solve that, but it needs solving. So this line, we're getting your stuff back. We're getting, again, I don't know, we're going to get your art back. Just too formal, too Jane Austen for me.